In May 1916, Europe is locked in a deadly stalemate. The Trench War, a war apparently without end. Daily, thousands of soldiers die. The front scarcely moves. But many of the men whose deaths would help to break the deadlock and end the nightmare in the trenches lie buried far from the battlefields of Flanders, far to the north, on the west coast of the Danish peninsula of Jutland, and at the bottom of the North Sea. For centuries, the British Navy has been undefeated. In 1916, it holds the key to British military might. But in the years leading up to the First World War, Germany, with lightning speed, has built her own navy, the High Sea Fleet, whose backbone consists of massive dreadnought battleships, each with enough firepower to flatten a fair-sized harbour town. For the crews on both sides, the night of the 30th of May will be a busy night, and the following day will for many be their last. Unlike most generals, the admirals of the two fleets are on board their ships together with the crews. To show the course of the battle, we have chosen to put them in the same room around a plotting table, a war game, but a game based on reality. Four main actors will influence the world's greatest sea battle: Admiral Reinhard Scheer, C&C of the German Navy; Admiral Franz von Hipper, second in command and chief of the cruiser squadrons. The C&C of the British Navy is Admiral Sir John Jellicoe. His second in command is Admiral Sir David Beatty. And finally, one more actor, the little Danish steamer N.J. Fjord, at 3:40 on the afternoon of the 30th of May, Admiral Scheer sends a radio signal: execute secret order 2490 on the 31st of May. The British catch the signal, but don't quite know what it means. But they are now warned that the Germans are starting a big operation. It's now 9:00 p.m. on the 30th of May 1916. The game can begin. Beatty with his cruisers leaves Rosyth. A few hours later, Jellicoe leaves Scapa Flow with the British battleships. The British don't know the German plan, but they know their strategy, occasionally to go to sea with the entire High Sea Fleet in the hope of catching small English units. Now the British try to catch the entire High Sea Fleet with their entire force. Both parts are playing cat and mouse. On the British ships, they expect to be home within a few days without having fired a shot. But a few hours after that the English have left harbour, the Germans put to sea. First the cruisers, and then the main force, led by Admiral Scheer. At dawn, both fleets are at sea in their full strength. A 100,000 men on 250 heavily armed warships are now looking for each other, under the North Sea sun. Scheer orders a Zeppelin aloft to search for the enemy, but it doesn't succeed. And on the British flagship Iron Duke, Jellicoe has been given false information about the German move by the Admiralty in London. He's been told that the Germans have not yet put to sea. Jellicoe thinks he has plenty of time, so he orders Beatty to meet him off the west coast of Jutland. In the course of the morning, the German fleet moves up the west coast of Jutland. Hipper first with the cruisers, and about 60 sea miles behind, Scheer with the battleships. For a long time, both sides maintain radio silence so as not to give away their positions. At 2 p.m., Beatty turns north with his cruisers in order to meet Jellicoe and the battleships. Beatty and von Hipper now follow a parallel course along the west coast of Jutland, but they're still hidden for each other below the horizon. At 2:30 p.m., the leading German ships observe a column of smoke to the west. Admiral von Hipper sends a cruiser to investigate. The ship is the little Danish steamer N.J. Fjord. Below the horizon to the west, the British see the same smoke pillar. Admiral Beatty orders a cruiser to investigate. The German and the British cruisers sight each other, and while the little steamer quickly disappears, the guns open fire. The world's greatest sea battle has begun. The 1st of June 1916, 2 a.m. Just 12 hours after the first encounter, possibly the greatest naval battle in world history is over. The British have suffered the heaviest losses, but the backbone of the German fleet is broken. A controversy now begins as to who actually won. The controversy has persisted to the present day. Only death's victory can be decisively measured. In just 12 hours, the British have lost 6,094 men, the Germans 2,551 men.